This old lady had covered her entire house with tape. She even warned the college student living with her. The red areas were forbidden zones, the yellow areas were shared spaces, and only the blue areas were his private space. Even the fridge, the cabinets, and even the sink had boundary lines drawn on them. But aside from strictly dividing the living areas, the old lady had an even harsher rule. The man was not allowed to use the bathroom at home. Because she had lived alone her whole life, she couldn't tolerate the idea of sharing a toilet with a strange man. But the man had a particular trait. Whenever he got nervous or excited, he had to use the bathroom immediately. When the old lady was looking for a roommate, she said she liked living with young people like her grandson. But in reality, her liking wasn't what the man had imagined at all. Even so, he put up with everything, because the rent was unbelievably affordable. To cover his tuition, he also took on a special job, cleaning out vacated rooms, disinfecting them, and airing them out, so landlords could rent them out again. But one morning, he was woken up by knocking on his door. The old lady told him to clean the common areas. A few hours later, he finally finished. To his surprise, the old lady had prepared breakfast for him. It wasn't much, but it was free. That afternoon, a classmate came to ask him to look after her puppy for a while. Before he could refuse, she stuffed the puppy into his arms. This put the man in a difficult situation. Because he lived with a temperamental old lady, he stood at the doorstep, too nervous to enter. The puppy suddenly barked. Hearing the noise, the old lady opened the door. The man quickly explained that he needed to take care of a puppy, but the old lady absolutely refused to let a dog into the house. The man immediately promised the puppy wouldn't make a mess, and even volunteered to do all the housework for the next month. Eventually, they reached an agreement. The old lady would pay 70% of the rent, and the man would pay 30%. And while he was at school, the old lady would help look after the puppy. In truth, she wasn't a mean or cold person. She was just used to hiding her true self. When the puppy was returned, she clearly couldn't bear to say goodbye, yet still pretended to be happy. The brief warmth faded quickly, and loneliness washed over her again. The neighbors advised her to treat the man like her own grandson. That way, she wouldn't feel so alone. Do you think she'll take their advice? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments.